We are live, and this is going to be the first live for Trucking California with Velox 18. So we're gonna play around with this and see if anyone joins in. And we'll see what's going on. See if we can't get some people hanging out. There we go. Oh wait, who's on the Gussie Bear account?
Is that you, Matt?
Nomadic Brit, what's up? All right, let's see.
That's Maggie.
Cool. And then I got the TV set up with the feed, so that way, hopefully, I'll be able to read the comments a little easier. Nomad, what's up, dude? This is fun. Yeah, give time for a few people to jump in. Oh, what's up, Eddie Martinez? How's it going? Vegas guy. Should be working on his truck. Andrew Fish. Yeah. Oh, cool. Thank you guys for joining. This is fun. Bored, too lazy. I'm just going to call you lazy. That's easy. Lazy. I was actually a Bone Thugs and Harmony fan when I was. That didn't sound good. Hold on. You okay? Gus just took a pretty good little fall. Nomadic Brit, hey, thanks for coming. Nomad's a good guy, awesome guy. So. Yeah, so this week, man, I had a crappy week. If you guys watch any of my weekly review videos, I just released the one yesterday for this past week, and it had me down in the dumps. This week didn't go so well for me, but I still I made a list of things that I need to do to get the Motor Carrier Authority started. We just got like a little punch list for things that I need to finish, things that need to happen before I can do it. And so, yeah, I was just going to go over that right now, just kind of for something to talk about, but feel free to ask any questions or, oh, Andrew, yeah, how's he doing? He just fell, but other than that, he's good. We spent the day at the park and, I don't know, about an hour.
He's good.
Okay, good. Yeah, we spent some time at the park and had a fun day outside. A little windy, but I mean, it's like, I don't know, 65 degrees. So, ETA on the rig. ETA on the rig is they're saying by the end of March now. So, yeah, that's the end of March. So basically, they had originally said they were going to, Amelia, can you stop scratching yourself? Loud dog. They had originally said they were going to order all of the extra parts that I wanted, the cab panels, the bumper, the visor, all of that stuff, when I ordered the truck. So they took down a list of everything that I wanted. They knew exactly what I wanted, and we ordered the truck, and the truck, I mean, I think we ordered it, like we placed the order in November. It got built January 4th and it was delivered by like January 10th or something. I mean, it was super quick how quickly they got out there. And they did, sorry, this is actually going to be hard.
Yeah.
Because I'm like reading the next comments, but I'm going to stay focused. All right. So anyway, so they said they were going to order them and then they didn't. They didn't order them until the truck got there, and then they were like, oh shoot, we never ordered them. And so now everything's kind of backed up. For whatever reason, 12 gauge customs, they're having trouble getting the cab panels from them. Valley Chrome is like, I don't know, 10 weeks behind on bumper orders, and they just placed it like 6 weeks ago. So we're like looking at least 3 or 4 weeks for that. The quarter fenders, I had thought we ordered it with 30-inch deep drop quarter fenders, and then it came with no no quarter fenders. And so I asked the salesman, hey, so what happened with that? Are they like tucked under the bunk somewhere? And he's like, oh no, I think maybe you told me not that you were gonna order other fenders for it, because I didn't put any on the spec sheet. And I was like, no, that's not what we said. We said 30-inch deep drop quarter fenders. That's what I've been planning on for a while. But anyway, so we had to order those. We had to order everything after the truck actually physically got there, like the second week in January. And so now it's just waiting on people to ship stuff. And coronavirus has pushed all those people, they're all backed up with orders and stuff. And so we'll see if they can even meet the end of the March date. But my plan is to get the authority started by the end of March. March 29th was kind of my thing. But that's just kind of what, yeah. That we'll see what happens. I need a truck if I'm going to start my authority. So we'll go. I got to go back through the. I don't know if I can.
Yeah, someone said something about that they drive for Snyder.
I saw that one.
They said you're leaving Tanker for drive-in.
Let's see.
I can't remember everybody what they said.
Leaving Taker and going into drive-in. That's the plan. There's just more loads on the spot market for drive-in. And I'll be honest, I looked just out of curiosity. I signed up for DAT for the free 30 days and just see what loads they had. And they have 0 tanker loads. So I don't know if maybe there's another load board that has more, it's geared more towards tanker. But in my experience, and I have limited experience in tanker, I mean, I've been doing it for 4 years, but I'm on one haul. But my father-in-law has worked for a chemical hauling company where they had a lot more contracts. But it seems like there's not really a spot market. There's contract work, and then if there's extra work, it just gets contracted to whoever has the availability. And there's only so many tanker companies out there that, especially with hazmat. So yeah, I'm switching over to drive-in, and I'm just gonna kind of run it in California for the most part for now. But we may be moving out towards Nomad Trucker out there in a little over a year. So I say we may be just because it's so far in the future, but the plan is to move out there. So I might have to change the name of the channel from Trucking California with Velox 18 to like Trucking Tennessee with Velox 18, or Trucking America, because out there I'll be going more interstate, doing a lot more stuff out and about. Normally waiting for the last second to order. Add one is fine, but what I found is that in the last year, if you wait, you'll find yourself up a creek a few weeks. More than a few weeks, seems like a few months. Let's see. Johnny Boy Jones, lucky you're getting that Pete before the digital dash. That is something. I actually got a little worried because someone said, oh, you're going to get a digital dash fit to 2022. You're going to get stuck with that digital dash. And I was like, oh, really? I hope not. I don't. I mean, I'm not like, I don't know. I'm not against new things, but when you got a 389 Pete, you want it to look like a 389 Pete. And when it's got that different dash, I don't know. I'm sure I'll get used to it over time, but.
Did you see Chris? What Chris said?
I didn't. Oh, you didn't miss much, Parker. My nephew said he wants to make sure that I post the stream when I get done because he's missed too much. But
just material will tease you later.
Yeah. They need to have some good stuff to make fun of me for. So, Parker and Silas, I got the order in for the hoodies for you guys. So with the old logo and I don't know when they'll be done, but I'll be either hand delivering them to you guys or sending them out to you guys shortly. Fuel hauling, there's always fuel hauling and propane. CAG may be in your area. There's a national company and they hire owner operators, power only. I've heard of them, and actually one of the guys that hauls the stuff that I haul right now, the molten sulfur, he actually went to CAG for about a year and a half with his truck, and he liked it, but he didn't like hauling fuel so much. And for me, it's kind of like where do I grow from there? How do I build from there? It kind of seems like a little bit you're kind of still in that like lease operator stage where you're not building a company. You're just kind of doing I don't know, come here, Luce, you want to join in? I know you want to be on it. Sit up high. Oh.
Oh, you're little.
This is Lucy, everybody. If you haven't met her before, she likes to be in the videos.
My hair is...
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. Nomadic Brit, watch that video you did of just trucking and make sense, etc. Yeah, that's where most people.
Hello.
Oh. That's where most people have heard of me. Is that video? A lot of people asked me to do another one, but I don't know if I got another one in me. I'll be honest. It's those guys. Those were just the main channels that I watched, and so over time I kind of picked up their weird little idiosyncrasies, and I just thought, this would be a fun way to kind of draw attention to their channels, to whoever might, it's so weird, the algorithm, the way it works, but if I turned even one person onto their channels, then it's cool. But I figured also I could grab some attention from my own channel and, see what happens. So, I really have started the channel. I started back in July, but I did like a few videos in July, and then grape season hit, and I didn't do any videos except for like one in the middle of grape season and one at the end of grape season. And then in November, I did an interview on the Asian Maya show, kind of revealing my pay and all of that kind of stuff. So I got a bunch of subscribers from that. So I went from like 30 subscribers when I did that interview to about 350 like in a week, and then up to like 500. And then when I dropped that video, I think I was at 600 and something when I dropped the video about just trucking and Make Sense and Dooner and driven trucking. And so when that happened, then that pushed me up to the 1,000 mark. So my normal videos don't get watched that much. I just got the one that kind of had a good good audience. But yeah, Amazon Power Only, that's definitely an option that I'm keeping open. They've got distribution centers everywhere. There's one 30 minutes that way, and then another one like 40 minutes that way, and another one 45 minutes that way. So there's lots of freight that they're moving around, and I've heard that they are doing like like trying to build up small carriers, and they're calling it like a carrier incubator. So I don't know what exactly that means. I'd have to look into it, but nevertheless, that's something that is at least worth looking into. But yeah, all I got left really to get my motor carrier going is getting the insurance policy going, so I can get the proof of insurance and turn it into the DOT. Once that happens, then usually it's like it could be a little bit of a wait, but not necessarily. I guess my insurance guy was saying that he had one guy where it took like 10 minutes, and then another guy, it took him a few days before it kind of posts to your DOT, and then they send you that letter of being an active DOT with your motor carrier authority. So just got to do that. I've got to get all of my files in order, as far as I need to fill out an application for myself. I need to go do my pre-employment drug test. All this silly stuff that you have to do, even though it doesn't make any sense because you're a one truck operation. I got to fill out an application. So anyway, I'll have my wife interview me, see if I can get hired on. I don't know. We'll see. Then of course I've got to find a trailer or decide to do power only, whichever works. And then let's see. I got to do something with the clearinghouse. But I believe I'm in the clearinghouse already because I'm a driver. So I'm not like a new driver. So I should be in the clearinghouse already as myself. But let's see. Everything goes as fast as you can run your debit card. Aside from that damn motor carrier, the MC number took mine all of 21 days. Yeah, that's what they say. They say no matter what, the 21 days is like non-negotiable. Like you're waiting the 21 days no matter what. And so we're in the middle of that right now. I started it on February 16th. So whatever 21 days is from that, the first week in March, should be ready to rock and roll. And it'll just be a matter of if I'm actually ready with my truck. So I'm trying to time up the truck, the insurance, the trailer, and then that other stuff is kind of like the audit, kind of prepping for the audit with the files and all that it's kind of I don't know, you have a little bit of time. They ask you, I guess I qualify for doing a whatchamacallit, a mobile, like you send in or scan all of your documentation and then do that. So Jeremy Branham, hey brother, been following you for a while, love your content. Thanks, man, appreciate it. Kind of trying to figure this out, trying to figure out what's best on YouTube, what's worth watching and what's not. I was going to wait to start my channel until I got my new truck, but that obviously hasn't even happened yet. So I just kind of decided, well, you know what? Let's see if I can come up with enough stuff to talk about to make an interesting channel, even though I don't have the truck that I want to run, and I'm not kind of doing the load board stuff and trying to, build my business, because that's ultimately what I want my channel to be about, is how to build a business from company driver to lease operator and then onto motor carrier, without leaving your family in the dust and without going over the road with all these long haul people.
Maybe you got a bunch.
Scroll back. Don't start your insurance too long before your MC activates or you're paid for something you can't use. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm trying to time that up. Let's see. Rel, proud of you, bro. Thanks, dude. I'll be honest. The encouragement I get on YouTube is like something I didn't even realize would happen. But there's so many rad people on YouTube encouraging me. There's some sourpusses that kind of act a fool or try and tear you down a little bit, but for the most part, way more people are like uplifting and encouraging and nice and generous. And so I'm finding it to be rewarding to put myself out here. That's kind of one of the fears when you start a YouTube channel. You're like kind of scared of what people might say or think, or I don't know. We're just a small little family in California, trying our best to stay afloat and build something out of trucking into something, and we're not experts. I'm not an expert at anything. And so, to put yourself out there on YouTube, kind of, you're opening yourself up for criticism, and a lot of people are encouraging rather than criticizing. So it's been rad. So thank you. I appreciate that. You're rad. Hello from North Carolina, 910 trucker. What's up?
Ooh,
What's up?
North Carolina.
North Carolina. My son Miles is gonna go to school pretty soon. He's a junior in high school, so we're kind of looking at colleges and stuff. And so he's actually looking at South Carolina as somewhere that he might want to go to school. So he's looking at a few schools in South Carolina, a few schools in Tennessee, a few schools in Mississippi, maybe Alabama. So he's looking at Ole Miss. I said, hey, you can tell everyone you went to Oxford to go to college. Oxford, Mississippi. Anyway, but so that's North Carolina. He actually wanted to check out UNC, but then also maybe Duke. But he's like, the closer it gets, the more he's like, I don't have a chance to get into Duke. And I'm like, you keep working your butt off, maybe you will. And he's like, no, I don't. So I don't think we're gonna check out Duke unless it's just kind of for fun. Nomadic Brit, is your new truck a day cab or a sleeper? It is a sleeper. I got what they call a 58-inch sleeper, but it's the old school 48-inch Peterbilt sleeper. So it's just got a bed and it's just got a closet on each side. So that's that. So that way I can run stuff down to LA from here and pull one-nighters and then come back home and that kind of stuff. So that's kind of the plan, is always to be, one night out, one night back, if I have to. I'd rather run local stuff, and so I've got some feelers out to some local companies to see if once it starts, if they have a need that I can haul some of their local freight. So my dog's snoring next to me.
I
let's
see a comment. Jealous people.
Yeah, there's.
Everything is going on after you're done. Can you help? Everything is going on after you're done. Can you help one other person? I don't know what that means. Maybe I'm not reading it right. After you're done, can you help?
Good evening, I'm late.
Maybe not that one, baby.
Oh.
One that, I think maybe he's asking for help himself. Is that the
Gotcha.
one that says? Is it Simba? I read it really
Yeah.
fast. Okay.
Simba Wario.
Warioba? Everything is going on after you're done. Can you help one other person? Yeah, I'll help up however I can. You can always hit me up on my email. I have it in the About section on my channel. My email's over there. It's my direct business email. I don't have like a special YouTube email. Maybe if I get like 1 million subscribers someday, I'll regret giving out my actual email. But yeah, feel free to use it.
Hold on.
Sorry.
Nomadic Brit, you're sitting there in Atlanta, Georgia. If and when I move out to Tennessee, I'll probably be running down to Atlanta quite often. Where are you based out of, Nomadic? Where are you based out of?
What does
Nevada Trucking and Trails. Yo, I saw you just drop a video before I did this. I haven't got a chance to watch it, but I saw the intro or like the beginning, and I saw it was looked like maybe 806 driver was pulling up past you in the truck stop. So anyway, I'm gonna check that out once we get this done. Been liking all your content. It's been good. Let's see. Jealous people will hate because they don't have the guts to take this leap. A guy like yourself has to put almost everything into it. In the first 6 months will make or break you. Don't give up. Thanks, Steadfast. Thank you. Yeah, that's kind of the way I feel. It's like, you know what? Let's just go for it. And you know what? Like I've said before, it's kind of like I can't fail. I got too many reasons not to fail. So it's just kind of, you got to work your butt off and just see what.
I'm nodding my
See what
head,
happens.
but I know nothing.
You know everything you need to know as a 10-year-old. Aaron Lesnowski, good evening. I'm late. Love the content. Caught the live score. That's awesome. Yeah, first live ever for Trucking California with Velox 18. So thanks for popping in.
It's
Appreciate
exciting.
it. Appreciate it.
Wait. This should be like an anniversary.
Michael
of
Brown. What? Hey.
Okay.
When your channel gets to 1,000, you'll be able to go live on your own.
I have 30 subscribers though.
Well, hey, you guys go subscribe. What's your channel called? Is it still Jenkins Girls?
Yeah, it's still Jenkins Girls.
Jenkins
We're gonna
Girls.
change it though.
But right now it's called Jenkins Girls. Go subscribe. She's got 30 subscribers, and you can bump it up a little bit for her. What does your son want to do, Michael Brown? He has talked about a lot of things. I've tried to kind of push him towards education because I think that it fits his personality. He's the oldest of 4 children. He's kind of been a teacher from the beginning. He has a really good temperament for it. And I told him, teaching here, you're like in the shot, but not all the way in the shot. You're gonna have to get in here.
Oh
Jessica.
no one needs to see me. I'm just sitting here.
Here.
Oh.
Watch out, dog.
Oh. I'll
Get
wait
in.
for a minute.
Okay, for a minute. Oh, Amelia squeezed back in between us. Okay.
Okay.
So I told him, if you get summers off, wow, I kind of ripped that dog. That looked gnarlier than it was. It wasn't that hard. Okay, so sorry, I'm really bad with the.
I was surprised you wanted to do a live
when
because
the new
there's
comments-
comments at you and you do not do well. You're like squirrel.
Super ADD.
Yeah,
Okay,
bad.
so I've tried to push my son. We're going back to Michael Brown's comment. Try to push my son to.
I know.
All right. This is bad.
We've been married too long.
This is a bad idea. Okay. But he has wanted to go into a number of different things. At first, it was kind of kinesiology and sports medicine, maybe something like that. So he could be a team doctor, team trainer. And then he kind of went more towards what was it?
He was doing journalism because he wrote for his school paper.
Yeah, so he's thinking
Which he's
maybe
still gonna do.
journalism. Yeah, because he kind of started like a sports information type thing at his school. So he was doing write-ups for this each sport, like monthly, I think. So he's been doing that, and then the whatchamacallit, what else was he? Oh, so like
Marketing.
so marketing
Lots of stuff.
and business, and then he was
16-year-old.
and then he's like kind of been more entrepreneurial lately. So he's kind of been thinking about like, well, if I study business, then I can start whatever type of business I want. So anyway, so he's really undecided. And so I told him, well, you can start school undecided and go from there. I mean, I never went to a 4-year university. I went to a 2-year non-accredited Bible college. That's where I met Jessica. And Jessica actually graduated and I didn't. I dropped out so I could get married to her and actually provide.
Worth it.
Best decision I ever made. No, but the school was not very academic. It was kind of like almost an extended like Bible camp, basically. It was slightly more rigorous than Bible camp, but still, it was like not super academic.
It's for spiritual growth. For
Yeah,
sure,
definitely
not
like
academic growth.
yeah. And so anyway, so I don't know much about much, but I know that you can go to school. I tell my son you can go to school and declare afterwards what you want to do. So anyway, so he's undecided. That was a really long answer to say he's undecided.
Oh, well, there you go.
All right, so you run out of Atlanta. That's cool. I'm gonna have to go over there. Nevada Trucking Trails, yes sir, meet up. Oh, that's with 806 driver. Gotcha. So you're meeting up with him. That's cool. I like both your guys' channels, so that's a cool meetup. Nomadic Braid, I'm owner op and try to stay in South as much as possible. From what I hear, it's probably a good option. Seems like the money is good down there. I was on the DAT load board looking at some rates, just going Nashville back and forth from Atlanta, and I was like, dang. But it was Friday rates, late Friday rates, so I think it's kind of, it was a little higher than what it probably normally is on like a Monday or Tuesday. I think I checked today for Monday, and it was way lower, and I was like, okay, that's more like normal, realistic. I mean, it's like what, 250 miles, and the rates are still about $1,000 or something like that to make that run. So it still seems like pretty viable like lane to just go back and forth. And maybe if you got to go all the way to St. Louis and then stop at home and then go back, it's like there's ways I could do it, but it seems like that might be the best lane for me to jump on when we get out there. So I'm jumping like a year ahead, but that's just what I do. That's what I do. Jeremy Brandon, knowing you're God-fearing man, what's your favorite verse, brother? Man, I've got so many. It's changed over the years quite a bit. Should I go with the she-bear mauling the 42 youths? Or should I? No.
If you're a child, sure. Oh my gosh. If you're a high school boy, sure.
No. Romans 8:28, but you have to read 8:29 with it. So that's probably where I'm at. So God works all things together for good for those who are called according to his purposes. And then, but you got to read 29 with it, because 29 is the finishing of that sentence. So go read that. SP, RIP doggy. Yeah, Amelia, no, she's okay. She's okay. But I did kind of body slam her.
She's fine. We have 4 kids.
She ran around. Yeah, she ran around the park today, and so now she's all tuckered out.
Yeah.
She got you on the spot now. Who's that?
Probably me.
Was it you? You put me on the spot?
I don't know.
I get put on the spot often. Steadfast. I heard you say you're leaving California, or hope to soon. I hope that works out for you. Way too much regulation down there on the trucking industry. Yeah, For real though.
In California, is that what they mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, in California. Yeah, I mean, my
What?
I don't know. I just saw Chris throwing out some
verses?
some verses. So
I
I'm
think
like,
the she-bear one is Deuteronomy. I think that's why.
is it?
I think
no,
so.
I don't
No?
think it's in Deuteronomy. No,
not
it's
Deuteronomy?
it's
Here,
in.
I'll look it up real quick on my Bible app.
But anyway, yeah, my truck. I mean, it's getting pulled off the road, and it's one of the reasons why I'm trading it in is because I kind of was confronted with the choice to rebuild the motor, but then only run it for 2 more years, or try and trade it in for a new truck and get the voucher, trade-in exchange money. So that's kind of what I decided to do. But yeah, it's all because the Air Resources Board is pulling
my
those
gosh.
trucks off there.
It's the grabbing the testicle one.
Oh.
Hi guys.
Chris Jenkins. Really?
Deuteronomy 25:11. If 2 Israelite men get into a fight and the wife of one tries to rescue her husband by grabbing the testicles of the other man, you must cut off her hand. Show her no pity.
Get out of my
All right,
I will not do that.
Hi
that's a
guys.
good verse, Chris.
Thank you
All
for
right.
adding to the
I'm
conversation. It's good.
Romans 8:31. 8:31. That's a good verse too. All right.
Please be careful, girls.
Steadfast. Nevada Trucking. I'll check out your channel next. Got to finish this live first, but I'm heading down to Reno. Conveyor belts for friend. Oh, dude, Steadfast. I didn't know you were up in Coeur d'Alene. That's really cool.
Beautiful.
Yeah, my aunt and uncle have kind of moved back and forth a couple times, and my cousin's still out there. And then we have some dear friends of ours who have relocated up there about 1.5 years ago. And so I'd like to get up there at some point. I mean, it's way up there in Idaho, so I don't know if I'll go up there in the truck, but we'll probably take a family
Oh my
trip
God.
up there at some point. So
We're never doing it live again. No, just kidding.
Happy wife, happy life. That is a true statement.
Yup.
Steadfast, seeing you on some of the lives. That's one of the most beautiful parts of the country. I like that.
How about happy?
Chris, be blessed. Yeah, thanks for that. Maybe another song? Like with Jess? They want us to just sing a duet. So my brother and sister-in-law want us to
No
sing
one
a
wants
duet.
us to sing a duet, for sure.
So,
I would like to see that. That would be an interesting thing to watch.
oh really?
It would get a lot of views on your YouTube channel.
It's never gonna happen, so move along.
I
Well,
say-
what if we make you?
How?
How can you make someone sing?
I'm a grown woman. No one makes me do anything.
Except I can make
Do
a
you know?
turn.
Do you know how many times I've made you do something
Okay.
without you noticing?
Oh, little
You're not very
manipulation.
smart, are you?
But do you know how many? Yes, just guess.
No. Yeah. No.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Steadfast. I'm born and raised here in Coeur d'Alene. It's amazing. Hate the snow though. Yeah. All the pictures I see are springtime and summertime. I don't think anyone posts pictures all the way up there in all the way up in yeah. I mean, you're like right next to Canada, right? It's like right there. I don't know.
It threw me off because that guy's name was Gus,
Yeah.
and I was like, "We
You know
have
what?
a Gus."
Yeah.
We have a guess.
Gus, we do have a Gus. You know what I hear? I've been on a couple lives where someone's like, "Hey Gus," and so it always catches my ear because my son's name is Gus, and so you're probably the same one. I'm trying to pronounce what that. I see the construction, but I don't know what the.
Fatima?
But yeah, trying to see how you pronounce that.
Sorry if I missaid that.
Oh, yeah, Chris.
Fatima, yeah.
Just let it go, Chris.
Chris wants us
Let it
to
go.
do a Dumb and Dumber version of.
Oh, his first name is August. Our Gus is Augustin Bear Jenkins, but he goes by Gus or Gussie Bear because he's 4.
Gussie Bear.
Here's
There he is. You're really of the devil?
Come
Hi,
on, buddy.
buddy. Come here.
Whoa.
Okay.
Hi.
He is an angel,
Gussie, look
not
at-
a devil.
Can you say hi, everybody?
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Oh, you're so adorable.
He's like, stop trying to cage me. Here, come here.
Wouldn't it just be amazing to see
And
that
he's
every
like, why
day?
are you messing with my...
It is amazing to see him every day.
Come here. Oh my gosh, you're so big. Okay. Oh, everyone's saying hi, Gus.
Hi, Gus.
Hi, Gus. Yeah, there's another Gus on there.
Eddie Martinez, you won't fail. Always press on. All things work out for good. You know, I believe that, and I think that you know, sometimes failing is God's plan, and so I'm okay with putting like 1,000% into something and then having it not work out to the way that I wanted it to, because God doesn't promise, you know, success or riches. I know that there's some wings of Christianity who believe that if you have enough faith, or if you are a good enough Christian, or I don't know what exactly the criteria is, but if you believe enough, then you know, God will make good things happen for you. But you know, then I don't believe that, because what he told his disciples is, hey, you follow me and then you're gonna be persecuted and you're gonna die. So it wasn't like, hey, follow me and then you'll have great success. I think that our American culture is a little warped on that thing. So anyway, so I say that to say that I think that I'm not guaranteed success, but I'm guaranteed that God will be with me through all of it, and that it will be for my ultimate good, which I think is like, you know, eternal good. And so anyway, Pastor Nick's coming out. I don't always show this side of me when I'm on my channel. So are you trying to bite my leg, Gus?
You might be.
Please don't do that.
How many times did Thomas
Edison fell.
Edison fail? I don't know. Well,
Let's see. RN, how's it going? What's up, dude? Pneumatic Brit said hi, Gus.
You got
You
hurt?
got hurt? Oh, sorry, buddy.
Yeah.
How many times did Thomas Edison fail? I actually don't know, RN. How many times did he fail?
A lot. I'm guessing.
Pneumatic Brit. American culture is definitely different than British culture. Yeah.
100%.
Actually, our friends that I talked about that moved up to Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, that friend is he's a British fellow who married an American girl, and so he
Real quick.
yeah, his thing more, all of it.
More than 3?
Yeah. Oh no, 3's good. Is
Yeah.
there 3 on there?
3. Yeah,
we're
more
talking
Okay,
about
cool.
pizza. Sorry.
We're
Yeah.
also ordering dinner because we're real people with a family, so we have to feed them.
ABC.
What I mean is, after you start your own Simba, start your own authority and you've gotten everything rolling, can you help another person? Also, I've been watching you from the start, and I want to say, keep your head up. Thanks, Simba. I appreciate you encouraging me. Yeah, the starting, like helping people out. I don't mind. I'll be honest. I'm probably like the least involved in this. Like, I just called a company and said, hey, I want to restart my authority up, because I already had some numbers, and so they filed paperwork for me and they did a bunch of stuff for me. So I'm paying people to help me because I'm not like a detail person.
ABC. Not at all.
ABC.
Are you seeing the ABCs? Sorry, it may be hard to hear me with. And this room doesn't have a lot of sound dampening. So Thomas Edison failed making the light bulb a lot. We all remember him for not giving up and getting it to work. Yeah, I mean, clearly it works. I know he definitely, I remember Thomas Edison, in the light bulb, but I didn't know how much he failed, to be honest. I actually really enjoy history, but somehow certain things, when people are like, you don't know what happened in the year 1860, I'm like, oh, you're
Like
gonna
that
have to tell
lady?
me.
Like that lady.
Okay, I have to tell you guys the story real quick. So I called Ryder Trailers, right, to see if I could rent a trailer or lease a trailer from them. And so I pick up the phone, and then it was 1805. I was giving her a number, and the last words.
Remember that.
The last words were 1805, and she said, "Do you know what happened in the year 1805?" And I said, no. I'm like, there was a war in 1812. There was, I don't know. That's way before Civil War. I'm drawing a blank here. I don't know what's 1805. And then she was like, "Oh, that's when Napoleon Bonaparte was crowned king of Italy." And I'm like, "Wait, Italy? I thought he was French." And she's like, "No, he's crowned king of Italy." And I'm like, "Okay, that's weird." And she's like, "Yeah." And then there was this battle. It was a big battle. And she was like teaching me all this stuff. And I was like, "Okay, cool. Well,
Thank you for helping me.
yeah." So you guys gonna rent me a trailer, or am I just here for the history lesson? I mean, it's cool. Now I know when I need just random tidbit of history, I'll call Ryder Truck Sales or trailer sales in Stockton, and they'll give me a little lesson on history.
What's the company that helped you?
The company that helped me is out of Utah, and it's called Motor Carrier HQ. They do a podcast called Holland Assets, and so I listened to that podcast, and the guy's like, a businessman, and he kind of approaches trucking from like a businessman's point of view and mindset, and so I really appreciated the podcast. I liked it, but you could tell just in the communication of the podcast, the type of guy he was. He's kind of a no-nonsense, he's from Utah, so they have that Mormon influence out there, which they're all nice people and good people, and up and down. And so anyway, so they just kind of seem like a business that I would want to do business with. So I just decided that I would go through them, even though they're in Utah and they're not local and all of that. I just thought, you know what? These people are trustworthy, and I can tell you can just tell when you listen to someone for a little while. You can tell when they're genuine. You can tell when they're not just trying to be salespeople. And so I just liked the vibe that they had, and so that's why I went with them. But yeah, they're called Motor Carrier HQ out of Salt Lake City.
A ton of comments.
Edison was pushing for DC power when Tesla was the creator of AC power that we use today. Gotcha. I've heard of some of that, that little rivalry. Just keep doing what you're doing, Jerry Brennan. Your content is straight to the point, and that's something we all need, especially for someone just starting out, like information about Morningstar. Yeah, I mean, I'm not so much an information channel, but what information I am like willing to give because yeah, like I've said in the past, like my father-in-law is a owner-operator truck driver. Well, he's not now. Now actually he works for Estes on like line haul or something like that. But I had him to help me, and then my brother Micah, who still hauls the molten sulfur with me right now at Silver Trucking. I had these guys to kind of show me what it looks like to be an owner operator, to be to like how much risk I was actually taking, and really my wife to help her understand, like, okay, we know the risks that we're taking and we're comfortable stepping out to buy that first truck. I mean, there was still some trepidation on our part. It's like, okay, are we sure we're not making a mistake? Are we sure this isn't going to backfire on us? Are we sure that there's going to be enough work? And there's been some lean times and there's been some other times, but in general, it's been really good. Best decision we've made professionally in our lives. And so
I have 100% confidence in him.
Well, you do now, but 5 years ago, you weren't so confident. You were a little less confident.
All right, well then fine. Let's keep it real for the people.
We will keep it real for the people. You're not going to be able to just act like you were all like, no,
No, I do. I have 100% confidence in him. I've always told you that.
I know. But you didn't back then. You had.
We have to end this at some point, and then it won't be in front of people.
And you can
and
punch
I can
me.
tell you how I really feel. I'm just kidding.
RN, Holland Assets is a great podcast. I agree. I listen to every episode. I've re-listened to a few of those episodes at the beginning, just because, I like to hear. It's like kind of keep my mind sharp about starting a business, and so much of what he talks about is like kind of the conservative, kind of smart way to start a business with savings and all that. And I'm not necessarily doing that, but I'm like, I want to know all of that. Lots of questions. I like questions. All right. Those companies that manage, this is Steadfast. Okay. Those companies that manage your authority are awesome, but be careful letting them set up your accounts and specify you want to be involved with setting up secret questions, because they will make your answer mango guess that. Then they will change your outrageous amounts to reset your password. Yeah, this company doesn't seem like that kind of company, to be honest. Steadfast, not trying to spam. Sorry. No, you're all good, dude. I don't mind it at all. Keep the comments coming. But yeah, that's one of the reasons why I went with a company that's like way out in Salt Lake City, even though I'm running pretty much in California, except for a couple trips a year I'll be taking out of state. Because they're just a legit company. They're seriously cool. They have integrity. And they're trying to like he's kind of out there like exposing companies that do that kind of stuff, and he's telling people on that podcast like, hey, don't get suckered into these people who act like they're the DOT and you need to use them, or and then he says, hey, if we can't help you with something, or if there's another company that can help you better, we'll just send you to them. And so anyway, they're one of those companies that does things right. So I go straight to getting your authority and not leasing onto a carrier. Well, I mean, I am leased onto a carrier now. So it's just that I'm transitioning from hauling hazmat as an owner-operator leased on to running dry van. I did run dry van as a company driver for 4 months. And it was a pretty rough 4 months because...
This trucks were disgusting.
Well, I had one nice truck in that, but
there
it broke
was
down.
not enough bleach or a cleaner or nothing for that truck, and it was disgusting. And I was sad to see you drive away in it.
Yeah, there was a Freightliner that had seen better days, and I spent an hour and a half cleaning it, and it still felt dirty and dingy and wasn't clean. But anyway, so that 4 months though, running down to LA and back. Basically, it was hard because I had to stay in the truck because I never knew what loads I was trying to get, what the dispatcher was trying to get for me. And so I would kind of position the truck where I thought I might be getting a load and then just wait. And I'd be waiting and waiting and waiting. And so I'd be waiting like, an hour away from my house, waiting for her to get me a load. And sometimes she'd get me a load by like 11 a.m. and sometimes she wouldn't get me a load until 6 p.m. And so it was always this like game of like, where am I going today and what's going to happen? And so anyway, so I left the dry van game, but I think it's going to be a lot different now that I'm going to be in control of my own dispatching. So
is that guy RN in Santa Maria? Is that do you know who that person is? Like
I don't. Do me a favor when you start your authority and you're in Santa Maria, stop at Pappy's on Better Arabia and get a chocolate devil. Okay, I've never had that, but Jessica, when we got married, she worked off of Better Arabia.
And he lived and grew up in Napomo.
Yeah, I grew up in
right
Napomo.
next to Santa Maria. So yes, I did. I worked in Santa Maria for a while.
Yeah. I would have to go down to Main Street in Blosser and go to El Toro and get myself a big old burrito for $5.
There you go.
But yeah, that. I want to go to Jocko's. Are you still going to be running hazmat? SP, I don't know. So when you're a carrier, you have to get a hazmat license permit for the carrier. But it also asks you when you sign up for your authority if you're going to be hauling.
Sorry, our dog just like whimpered. Hey, hi.
Anyway.
She's just dreaming. Oh.
So you have to kind of state what type of hazardous materials you might be hauling, and there's so many variations of hazmat. And so I kind of just thought, you know what, I'll wait on that. For now, I mean, I have my hazmat endorsement, but I don't think I'm going to set up my carrier to run hazmat unless I get like a dedicated haul, or if I find that there's like a regular thing that keeps coming up where a broker's like, hey, if you had, your hazmat license, because it's not very expensive to get the hazmat license. I forget how much it is. We did it when I first started hauling sulfur in the tanker. I actually had my own numbers, and so I had a hazmat license, but I forget how much it was. I think like $150, something like that. So not crazy amount. Nerd games.
Oh, Matthew, our nephew Matthew.
Oh, what's up, Matt?
I know. I was like Matthew, and I was like, oh yeah, duh.
So you guys, I got a pretty awesome family. All my nephews have checked in so far. My brothers have been checking in.
I'm sure your mom is gonna be devastated that she missed this.
Yeah, we'll post it afterwards.
And then he said he would have graduated from Rigetti. Oh, sorry, you're not there yet. Just kidding.
Okay, Nevada Trucking and Trails. What's your neck of the woods? Are you running? Is that Stockton to Chico? No, I'll be running like from Stockton south to LA, and then back. So I'm trying to find some stuff that runs to San Bernardino and Riverside area because I like staying out of LA and I like going around Highway 58 and staying off the Grapevine and all that. Just as personal preference, that's just kind of the way the area that I like to run. I mean, it's quicker if you run at night. You can run over the Grapevine and drop down into LA really quick. Just running those down into LA, but I don't like it. And there's potential for traffic at all times, and the traffic in LA is different than the traffic up here in the Bay Area. But I will almost always be delivering in the Valley. I don't want to go to the Bay Area. So if I pick up a load in LA, they pay the same usually to deliver to like Modesto or Stockton or Tracy, which is usually one of the food distribution places over there, Costco, Safeway. But it's pays just the same as if as a load that goes from LA like all the way to Oakland. And you got to deal with like usually a morning delivery in Oakland. You got to climb over the Altamont in bumper to bumper traffic. So I kind of just plan on staying in the Valley to deliver and pick up. Hey Gus, can you be quiet, please?
Well, at least he's not doing karate over there.
Yeah. RN, I would have graduated from Rigetti class of 97 if I hadn't moved to the Bay Area. Okay, cool. Yeah, I went to Arroyo Grande High School. Would have been class of 02 if I had graduated. I tested out. I have a diploma. Okay,
it's a different life for a different time, babe.
Different life. Rigetti. So my brother was class of 95, and I remember, I think it was 95, there was the CIF championship game, but it was played at Rigetti. I want to say it was in 95. And Arroyo Grande went and they beat some team from down south in LA. And it was, remember that, and I was 10 years old watching
like
that.
40 years ago, yeah.
Steadfast insurance on hazmat is spendy as a new authority. Okay, yeah, so that's something else I didn't think about. Yeah, I that would be definitely a deal breaker for me. Nevada training shows, I'm the same. I always take 58. Yeah, it's just such a better drive, and you got truck stops up there. You know, Kramer Junction and Tehachapi, Kramer Junction, and then over in Victorville or Hesperia. There's a lot more. It's better for trucking. I mean, it just is. Once you get down into LA, once we get down into LA, it's like there's not that many truck stops. There just really isn't. Like in LA proper, there's just nowhere for trucks to park. Not enough fuel. Never been to California, but the traffic looks crazy. Yeah, Nomadic Brit. I've heard Atlanta's traffic's pretty crazy, but yeah, the traffic can be bad. It's actually one of the cool things about them shutting down the state for COVID was like they like cut the traffic in half. So all of a sudden, like the roads actually were built for the capacity that of vehicles on it, and so it would get busy during traffic times, but it wouldn't get like stop and go. But as now that we're kind of coming out of it, the traffic is slowly, incrementally getting worse and worse and worse. So, RN, yeah, we lost to AG that year. It sucked. Yeah. A lot of people lost to AG that year.
Okay, easy.
It's funny because I grew
Glory
up.
days.
I grew up.
Glory days.
That wasn't me. I was 10.
I know, but still, you vicariously lived through that. You
Um,
want to go do that? Okay, come on. Let's go
Where
get
the
your blue.
weed? Where the weed?
but
There's no weed. Where's your blue?
No, oh, don't.
yeah.
You're all done? Okay, we're going to have pizza. Pizza's coming.
Gus always wants to play the Wii, but the problem is the Wii broke, the Nintendo Wii.
Yeah.
And so he always wants to play the Wii. But
Okay, what are we doing, buddy?
okay, he's gonna go find a Wiimote under a controller somewhere. But let's see, Nevada. Hey brother, I'm at the house. I need to go to the store to get these ribeyes on the grill. I'm excited to watch you along your journey, brother. Stay safe and blessed. Can't wait to see more. Truck video 389 gang. Yeah, Nevada. All right, have a good night, dude. The ribeyes sound good. My friend Josh, he has a ribeye every Friday or Saturday. He just always, man. Always has a ribeye every weekend. So enjoy that ribeye. SP, they call it the 405 for a reason. 4 to 5 hours to get through it. Yeah, for real. How long is that stretch on the 405? I forget. I don't think I've ever actually taken it from beginning to end in the truck because it's just at any cost you go around it. At any cost. So what is the material I'm hauling right now? I'm hauling molten sulfur. So when the crude oil is pulled up out of the ground, and then during the refining process, They're pulling out water, the propane, natural gas, and then they're pulling out the sulfur. And yeah, I think those are the three main things they pull out during that process. And so in the refining process, they pull out more and more sulfur. I think out of the diesel, I mean, I see it on my fuel gauge every day, ultra low sulfur diesel. So I think when they make diesel, they have to pull more and more sulfur out of it. And so anyway, they end up with this kind of rust colored liquid that's like molten, like it's like twice the weight of water. It's like 14, 15 pounds, something like that. And so we load it up in tankers and we deliver it to different processing plants. Some chemical plants use it to make sulfuric acid. And then our main customers are shipping customers where they process it and they solidify it by cooling it. So it's no longer molten. And so they solidify it and pelletize it. They put it on shakers and they shake it into these little pellets. And then they put it on belts and convey it up to this yard or this spot where they just dump it all. And then they use loaders and load up ships and send it all over the country or all over the world really to be used in a bunch of different applications. And then there's another side of the plant where they load trucks with it. So they use it for agriculture applications around here. They'll put it in different, fertilizers and stuff like that so that they can put it back into the ground here in California because they never let the ground rest because that would lose profits. So rather than letting the ground rest, they take the nutrients that the ground needs and they put the nutrients back into it. So sulfur is one of the essential nutrients in the ground. So that's what I haul though, is that molten sulfur. And that's what sucks about it is there's only one thing that we haul. So when the refinery goes down or when it slows down, there's no loads. That's funny. I live up here in Boston and the Big Dig is obsolete 10 or 20 years before it was complete. Oh, the Big Dig is obsolete 10 or 20 years before it was complete. See, I don't even know what that is, the Big Dig. Is that a tunnel? I mean, that sounds like a tunnel maybe.
Oh, I don't know. Trucker speak.
I don't know either. Let's see. My wife's from Western Mass. We go over there all the time. Always take that train into Boston though. I can't remember what it's called.
I feel like this is better. I looked bigger than you when I was sitting forward.
When you were sitting forward?
Yeah.
I can make you look bigger than you.
And I'm so much shorter and smaller than you. And I was like, holy cow, I look like I'm bigger than you. But you're kind of like sunk in here, I guess. So anyways, it's important content for us to say right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
well, pizza will be here soon.
yeah, we'll, so what's up, Mrs. Make Sense? I don't know your real name.
Oh.
I feel bad.
Hi, trucker wife to a trucker wife. Hello. I guess there is trucker wife, huh? That Justin always says that's his wife. That's what he calls his wife, huh?
My 1 year review. Yeah, we'll see about that. We'll see. Tiffany.
Tiffany.
All right, that's cool.
Jessica.
Thanks for tuning in, Tiffany.
That's cool.
Sammy Lloyd. That's so. Mrs. Makes Sense is Sammy's wife, and Sammy's the guy that's helped me the most kind of get into YouTube and kind of try to figure out what I'm doing. I'm not super techie, and I'm not. I haven't taken the time to really like study up on how to do YouTube. I just took a few pointers from him and then just started making videos, and I figured I'll just figure out the rest later. And a few months later, I haven't really figured much else out. I just keep doing it. I just keep putting out videos. My wife always makes fun of me because I say, yeah, my videos kind of suck. And she's like, you always say your videos suck. Like you should take more pride in them. I'm like, well, I really don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing.
Fake it till you make it, babe.
Yeah, that Makes Sense is a dang good guy. He is. He is. He really is.
He's been a good friend.
Yeah. Yeah, I got an idea for something that fake it till you make it. Yeah. I got an idea for something
his video.
this summer.
Your face on all those.
Yeah.
I forget about it and then I remember it again and I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, he got me good on that video. He got me pretty good. But anyway, all right, yeah, we'll wrap this up. I just kind of wanted to try out live and see if I could handle the stimulation of so many comments. And so thank you guys for tuning in. I'm gonna keep plugging along to get this authority going, and yeah, we'll get this thing going, and then once I do that, then we'll do some, I'll be posting about what loads I get, how much they're paying, and all that good stuff. So I'm not gonna.
Someone else real quick, just before you.
Where did the name Velox 18 come to be? I'll answer this last question. All right, Aaron. So he said you may have mentioned it on an older video. Where did the name Velox 18 come to be? So I was looking for a name. My brother, who runs Sulphur with me, already has Jenkins Trucking. So obviously, most people use their name in some form or another when they're owner operators. And I thought about it, but I just kind of thought, my brother was already Jenkins Trucking. I didn't want to be like Nick Jenkins Trucking or N.A. Jenkins Trucking or Jenkins and Sons. It kind of just, I don't know. And I kind of have like a weird, like somewhere in the back of my mind, I wish I was like a branding and marketing expert. And so I just kind of thought, you know what? I want to come up with my own name. I want to come up with like my own company name that's like branded and my own thing. And so I started looking up every name I could think of. I was like, horsepower trucking, 500 horsepower truck. Everything I thought of was taken by someone. I just from a Google search, started Google searching names, and yeah, they were all taken. And so I started thinking, so like being a Christian, a lot of the churches in the last like 10 years, they've switched to doing names in Latin. And so they do, like Imago Dei Church and Soli Deo Gloria Church and all this stuff. So I kind of just thought, well, what if I did something in Latin, as long as it was like a cool name? And so I started looking up words in Latin. And so I looked up like power, and I looked up a bunch of things that had to do with trucking. And so I looked up speed in Latin. And so speed in Latin is velox, which is the root word for velocity. And so I just thought, okay, Velox Trucking, that's cool. And so I looked it up, and sure enough, there's Velox Trucking already taken. And I was like, man, all right, Velox Trucking. And then I thought, I really like that though. I really like Velox Trucking. And then I was like, what if I just put 18? And the 18 just stands for the 18 wheels on the truck. And the more I thought about it, I actually asked my brother Chris, because he's a graphic designer, logo guy, marketing guy. He's got a mind for it. And he was like, And I was like, all right, well, I'll think about something. I'll try and think of something else. And the more I thought about it, I was just like, man, I really like this. I think this is the one. So I came back to him and I said, hey, we need to come up with a logo for Velox 18. And he was like, are you sure? Are you sure you want to do that?
Just tons of support.
And so I just said, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. And so that's where Velox 18 came from. Was just me Google searching a bunch of trucking companies and having all of them be taken. All the names I could think of were taken. And so I settled on that one. And then I'm glad I did though, because that process of trying to come up with a name got me all the way to Velox 18. And now I really love it. Like that's why I put it in my channel name. My channel name is super long. My niece was like, that's a really long channel name. Why do you have it? Why do you have it so long? Like, you should just call it Trucking California. And I was like, yeah, I want the Velox 18 in there. She's like, then just do Velox 18 Trucking. I'm like, no, I kind of want to. It just is what it is.
He's just super open to suggestions. That's what it is.
Yeah. So
you had a few more comments of people saying hey and all that kind of stuff.
I'm trying to get the dog off.
She's like a toddler.
Okay. Thanks, Nomadic Brit. Thanks for tuning in, man. I appreciate it. I'll try to get in here sooner next time. Y'all enjoy the rest of your evening. Thanks, Tiffany. Know your name now. Now I can blast it out there. Blind Sight. Yeah, we are live, bro. We are live in living color. And we're almost over though, so I'll post it. I'll post the live. So if anyone missed it, let's see. Catching the backstory behind the name. Cool beans. Gus, that is a sweet name. Thanks, bro. I like it too. Conjo, have a blessed evening. Thanks. You too. Blind Sight. Have a good rest of your weekend. All right, we're gonna sign off.
Peace.
Appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching. yeah, I'll be back with a video Monday or Tuesday. See you guys.
Bye.
How do I end this? I don't even know how to end it. I really don't.
Oh my gosh.
Is it the X?
I don't know.
Here we go.
This was amazing.
Are you sure you want to stop streaming? Yeah.
Yeah.